Alright guys, so I found a article. This is a political video, so if you're here for a MGTOW video, well, you're gonna have to wait. But I ended up finding this article on The Guardian. I'll go ahead and link it down in the description below. And, sorry about that, dog started barking. But I'm gonna link the article down below. You can go ahead and read it yourself. And this is a situation that me as an American, I actually really definitely kind of hold dear. I've already said I am against illegal immigration. I am not against immigration itself, but illegal immigration, you know, people just being able to come across, not having to fucking register, not having to go through any of the other shit that people who have come here legally have had to go through, and still getting all the same benefits and having sanctuary cities, in other words, non-law-abiding cities who still, for some odd reason, get federal funding. Well, the thing is Texas passed a bill. It's mentioned in there. You can go ahead and you can look more into it. But basically what it does is it goes ahead and says that if officers refuse to work with ICE or any immigration department, that they can not only go to jail, but also be removed from their position. And I think that that's right. The reason why I'm saying this is because we need to have something there saying that these law enforcement officers have to actually enforce the law. Not just the laws that they agree with, not just the laws that they voted for, but with all of them. Our legal system is already screwed up. We need to go ahead and start fixing it. The first thing is to actually have law enforcement officers enforce the law evenly. So I think that's a good first step. And the thing is I will end up actually linking this to MGTOW, because the thing is figure it this way. If they're forced to go ahead and apply the law evenly there, well, what about, it's not a far stretch to say, well, the next thing will be them being forced to actually apply the law evenly when it comes to domestic dispute. But that's a video for another time. So what ended up happening is Democrats, of course, don't want that, because they need the illegal vote. If they don't have the illegal vote, they won't win another fucking election. Period. Just like if they don't have the dead vote, again, won't win another election. Period. That's the reason why they're all like, oh no, the federal government shouldn't be able to step in and actually launch an investigation into what we're saying. They need to listen and believe. But here we go. It's kind of funny. The person who decided to sign a thing saying, yeah, we'll see you in fucking court, was also encouraging, protesters who were holding up signs saying, I'm illegal and I'm here to stay. Now, just go ahead and stop and think about that. These people are sitting here saying, yeah, I'm illegal, I'm not going anywhere, fuck your laws. I came to your country, I want all the benefits, but I don't want to have to follow the laws that you follow. Well, a Republican actually all of a sudden, testicle 1, testicle 2, boom, boom, hit the ground with a loud, thunderous clang, balls of fucking steel, not only called ICE to report these people sitting there saying, I'm illegal and I'm not going anywhere. Not only did he go ahead and do that, but also, after being physically fucking assaulted, for having done that, for having reported to ICE illegal immigration people. He was then threatened and sat there and said, look, if you try to, quote unquote, get me, I will have no problem shooting you in self-defense. Motherfucker, I want to buy you a beer. Or 2 or 10. Maybe a hooker on the side. Because the fact of the matter is that is the type of drive that Republicans need at this point. Republicans need to stop trying to play fair. They need to stop trying to play civilized. The reason why is because our government, at this point, the environment, is anything but civil. Democrats are sitting there and telling their supporters to go out, to attack people, to cause violence, to cause mayhem, to cause property damage, to break the law, to resist law enforcement at every fucking turn, regardless of what's going on. Fuck that noise. Whereas Republicans have been sitting here saying, no, follow the law, go through the process. Well, people have been looking at the Republicans going, the law isn't working. The process isn't working. We're trying to do this and we're getting fucking slammed out here. You need to fucking do something. Well, guess what? We have our first one. First one sitting there and going, you know what? Fuck you. You want to fucking threaten me? I'll threaten you right back. Except you know that I will fucking go through with it. You want to fucking disobey the law? That's on you. I'm not going to. I'm going to fucking obey the law. I'm going to report this shit. You want to override our country's laws because of your own little personal principles. You want to say that if you don't agree with a law, or someone who you deems to be special does not agree with the law, that they do not have to fucking obey it. Fuck that. That leads to anarchy. Because here's the thing, if that ends up being the case and it's applied evenly to everyone, I don't agree with 3/4 of the laws in this fucking country. What do you think is going to fucking happen? 1, a lot of people would end up dead. 2, a lot of people would end up maimed beyond being able to fucking live out the rest of their life peacefully. And 3, there'd be a lot of dead judges. Reason why I say the judges in particular is because they would have been the ones to lead to this. So that would have been a very specific thing. Whereas with the others, it would have been probably more self-defense than anything, because if the laws stopped applying to everyone, if we had kind of a purge thing, a lot of people would be coming after me because of my fucking skin color. And they would sit there and still have it in their mindset that I wouldn't fight back. A few of them would be smart, and they'd stay in. They'd be like, oh, fuck that noise. No. If the law doesn't apply and nothing's holding these motherfuckers back, oh, this is going to be bad. That's the only thing that's been allowing us to fucking do this shit. But you've got a lot of these, typically millennials, sitting there and saying that even if the law doesn't fucking apply, they would still be able to kick your average person's ass. A lot of these millennials tend to be either way overweight, like even more so, like making me look like fucking Adonis, alright? Or they tend to be fucking twigs. That might be squirrely, but break in one hit. You know, the type that I could sit there and crush with my left ass cheek. So, I say, applaud this guy. Give him your support. The reason why I say that is because the thing is we need to actually start standing up for our own country. Because we can't sit there and expect Democrats to actually grow a brain anytime soon. We can't sit there and wait for them to try to actually see what they're doing is actually harmful. Because they're not going to see that, because they benefit from it. They benefit from more people breaking the law, because that means more votes for them. Hell, quite frankly, with the whole Hillary thing and everything like that, and with the Obama election, good God. I'm sitting here and looking at this, I'm all like, you know, a lot of Democrats are sitting there and saying, fuck the law. A lot of Democrats are sitting there and saying that it's okay for their side to break the law, but not for the other side. That the other side needs to have the laws tightened down on them. That right there seems to be making a politically motivated caste system. Basically, if you agree with us, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and we will defend you to the death. And if you don't, well, you're not allowed to do anything. We can throw you in jail or kill you for any reason that we see fit. We don't even have to give you a reason. Kind of like an at-will state for, you know, hiring people and firing people. Except at this point, it's whether or not you live or die. So, like I said, I applaud this guy. Honestly, I'm having a really hard time actually doubting that he was actually physically assaulted, that he was physically threatened. I really have a hard time doubting that, because that seems to be the Democrat MO nowadays. Now, I know that there are some Democrats that are sitting there looking at this going, what the fuck are you guys doing? But you know what? To those Democrats, you definitely are in the minority of your group. The general consensus is, yeah, let liberals and anarchists do their thing. But any conservative, oh, no. You need to be held under lock and key the whole fucking time. So, I sat there, I called it. I said, eventually, Republicans, conservatives, and even neutrals are going to hit that snapping point, and we're going to start seeing them start to bite back. And I also called it that the Democrats were going to sit there and go, oh, well, you don't need to be fucking violent. A perfect fucking example right here. They use violence, they use intimidation, and then when it doesn't work and all of a sudden the tables turn, all of a sudden they try to play the motherfucking victim. I can definitely see how the Democrats are considered the woman party. I can definitely fucking see that. Because it has a woman's MO. Basically, a bunch of entitled little piles of shit saying that the world owes them something, that everything is fucking offensive, unless they're doing it, at which point then they can't be offensive, because they agree with what they're saying. Anything they disagree with is offensive, because they disagree with what's being said. And that they should be allowed to do anything, including threaten, attack, and kill people, and not have to suffer the consequences, because that would be bias if they had to suffer the consequences. So, yeah, I can definitely see where the Democrats are the woman party. Kind of funny, though, that white women decided to vote for Trump. It's almost like white women want actual men back. That they're like, yeah, this has gone a little too far, and now we've got men who are doing a better job at being women than women. Case in point, Jenner getting Woman of the World, Woman of the Year award. Just proving men are better at everything, including being a woman, than women are. And I'm actually going to go ahead and make a video on that. And it's going to be the most triggering fucking video that anyone's fucking seen. So, if there's anyone who has even a tinge of SJW in them, you might not want to watch that fucking video. Because you will get pissy real quick. But yeah. So, I applaud this guy. I highly recommend you go ahead, you read the article. With the way that the article's written, if you only read the first part, it sounds like the Republican, and also the title of it as well, it sounds like the Republican's the one at fault. Until they have to get to those pesky little facts at the back end of it. You know, past the average attention span of your liberal. Funny how that works, right? But as soon as you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, all of a sudden, the Republican's sitting there going, yeah, no, I was assaulted, I was threatened, I didn't break the law in any way, shape, or form. In fact, just to let you know, for self-defense, if someone is posing a threat to you, technically, you have to give them a warning before you take action. Unless they are posing an imminent threat right then, right there. Like if a person comes around a corner with a fucking knife, then you can do something. You don't have to give them a warning. But if they're standing there, they pull out a knife right in front of you, and they're standing there not instantly lunging, you have to give them a warning. You have to tell them, if you attack me with that, I'm going to defend myself. Or else it's not considered self-defense for some reason. For some odd reason, they expect you to sit there, stay calm, when you know that shit's about to fucking go down. But technically, he was following the law by doing that. Yet he's getting flack for it. Yeah, big shocker, right? Democrats giving someone flack for following the law. That's such a stretch, right? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the video here. I highly recommend you go ahead and look at the fucking article. But yeah, I don't care where you are on the political spectrum. At this point, the Republican was in the right. And if he had been in the wrong, I would have called him out for being in the wrong. Anyone who's watched my channel for any amount of time will know that I am not afraid of calling out a Republican. I mean, I'm not afraid to call out Donald Trump. I'm not afraid to even call out Gowdy if he fucking does something wrong. But, whatever. You know, I just wanted to go ahead and bring this to your attention. Go ahead, leave a comment down below. What do you think of this shit? Do you think that this is more of a PR stunt? Do you think that it's something that we should actually be taken completely seriously? Do you think that this is indicative of either party? Do you think that maybe this is a change of pace for either party? Go ahead and let me know. Comment down below. If you agree with me, then fine. You know, leave a like. You know, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. But you know, if you disagree with me, go ahead, hit the dislike button. Go ahead and comment as to, you know, why you think I'm wrong. But again, at the end of this video, there's going to be a link to the whole rules of my channel thing. They're very simple rules, and they're pretty fucking fair. I'd recommend that you go ahead and watch those before posting, because I know that politically charged videos tend to get a lot of either trolls or people who are ideologues. So, look at the rules before you post. Talk to y'all later.